Hi! Today I'm gonna be making art out of a popcorn box, I guess. This kind of reminds me of like intermediate school design time, where you basically just take any cardboard box that like someone's mom donated, and then like you make it into like a circuit board. It doesn't actually work, it's just a cardboard model, but... Okay, I think I'm yapping too much right now. Let's just get started. Actually, if you didn't go to like a STEM school, I don't think you know what design time is, but basically you just... Okay, I'm not gonna explain this. Explain this in video. I'm just gonna get started cutting. So basically, design time is you have to solve a problem with a group to create something like, oh wow, there's a wildfire. How am I gonna stop this wildfire? And then one group is like, oh, I'm gonna have a fire extinguisher, but that's unoriginal. You need to make your own ideas. So then what you're gonna do is research like, oh, we should make like a water drone or something. Then you plan that, you build that, which takes like a month, but they allot a lot of time for it. So there was a lot of messing around in that class. And then you present it, and then you do get verbally graded. Wait, no. I'm not trying to show slander to my STEM schools, but you know who you are. Wait, I don't let that explain what STEM is. I know I should also get a ruler, but like, let's just go off of vibes today, right? Yeah, it'll be fine. Who needs measurements? Anyways, I start sketching out the design, and by the way, there's going to be a lot of design time slander, so if you don't want that, click off, I guess. I don't think any of you care. Sorry, I'm doing very intense math right now. I know you can't see what I'm sketching, but just trust me, okay? Okay, it's on sketch, so let's cut that. Like the cardboard or the footage? I'm gonna choose both. It's a little bit harder to work because I have to like work in frame, and usually you just be cutting like here, but then you don't see what I'm doing. I know I've complained about this before, but I'm complaining about it again. Also, these markers keep moving and I have to keep adjusting the back up. Me complaining about my complaining, but then I make another complaining, so I'm just complaining a lot. Wow, doesn't really sound like a word now, does it? I just started cutting out the rest of the pieces, and circling back on that, no, that's like coworker jargon. And anyways, let's circle back on that. I'm losing the plot right now. I don't like that phrase either. Okay, so it's like this, and then... Oh wait, I messed up my math, great. It's not like I did math in the first place, but for this depth area, so it's gonna be like... Okay, look at the sketch. It's gonna be like this, but this one is half the length of this one. So this wall should actually be the size of this one, because... Okay, let's say if this one was 5 feet, this is 2.5 feet, this is another 2.5 feet, so this going back is 5 feet. So this measurement to be 5 feet, 5 by 10, but instead I made it 10 instead, so I need to cut this in half. Truly serving design time realness. Anyways, let me just start taping it together. So I have tape. Normally you'd use hot glue, and then by the end of the year they really like a hot glue shortage, but I don't have hot glue. Yeah, there was a lot of cutting cardboard and like using hot glue, but honestly, it's kind of like third grade craft club. Honestly, like, I don't know, did you expect us to work with wires? I mean, maybe, but some people did that, but they were tryhards, and we're not tryhards here. Also, yes, I know this is not professional at all, but like, honestly, what did you expect? I'm just saying. I mean, you did click on a video called making something out of a popcorn box, so if you're expecting like a whole mechanical door with 247 mechanisms, you're not getting that today. This is just giving me flashbacks to like all the time that I had to make design time projects. Oh my gosh. I mean, I still go to like a STEM school, so I still have to do design time projects. If you're one of my teachers, you didn't see this. Amnesia. Ew. Oh, I realized I'm not taping a frame. Oh my gosh. Honestly, does anyone really care? I see what I'm doing. It's not really that interesting. Do you see the vision? Okay, let me start taking the backfalls on. And you can't see it right now, but I'm holding the tape in between my legs. Great. I didn't think that really needed to be shared, but it did. Based off of vibes. Oh no, I can use this as a floor. Yeah. It's always a tricky balance to find like the right amount of just talking about whatever topics I want to talk about, and then talking about like the actual thing that I'm doing in the video, but like you have enough context in the visuals to see what I'm doing, right? Like I don't need to hold your hand, right? Anyways, I start taping the floor even though I don't really have to, but I just did for stability reasons. But see, that's really boring, so like you have to make it funny, otherwise nobody's gonna watch it. Okay, I'm gonna stop, yeah. I know this looks really ugly, but trust the process, okay? There's a lot of trust the process in design time. Honestly, you have to trust a lot of things. Like, you have to trust your teammates, you have to trust your teachers, you have to trust that there won't be a weather day and then you can't go outside because you need to go spray paint. Actually, not experience I've experienced before, because just paint normally, even though it's going to take 5 times longer. Trust that your teammates will fail, and then you will get a C, and actually that is something I have experienced before, but it's design time, it's not on your GPA, who cares? Okay, look, ta-da, yay. That's awful, oh my gosh. And I know I'm not talking about it doing the visuals, but I'm going to yap again about design time. So let me talk about the grading really quickly. So there was a 1, 2, 3, or 4. That's what you could get. A 1 was a 60, Wow. A 2 was a 75. A 3 was an 80. And no, not 80. I think it was 85. No, I think it was 90. I don't know. I haven't been in design time in a while. And then 4 was 100. So if you got a 2, you were like screwed. Again, this design process is very tedious, but like you have multiple hours to do this, but I'm not doing this multiple hours, so no thank you, that's too much work for me. Or honestly, you could just get your teammate to do it for you, because like there were 5 people in a group. We could cover a lot of ground. Anyways, I start taking this wall, I guess. Look, ta-da, yay! Oh, I have to make a roof. I don't really feel like making. How many minutes have I been doing this for? I've been doing this for 15 minutes and I made this. Hey, 15 minutes into a STEM project, you would be on your laptop researching because they wouldn't allow you to build until like at least 2 weeks have passed. Be lucky you're building right now and not researching like, okay, what kind of joints can I add on this? No shade to my current school. Also, yes, I know it's on a diagonal, I just don't care enough. I mean, it's not like anyone's living in this house anyways. I mean, a flat roof would be fine, but then that's gonna be like too basic and like I don't know why I randomly got cut off there because I didn't say anything after that, but anyways, I'm gonna make a triangle roof because we need to be at least a little bit not basic. And I'm just going off a vibe because I don't really feel like measuring, and also remember I didn't bring a ruler. Okay, so right now I just have this. Oh, that's too short. Not if I squish it. Yeah. I think I'm going insane now. That's a roof. Ta-da! And I just make this part flat using whatever this is. Yay! Yay! That's a good enough silhouette for me. And now I'm entering that loopy mindset, which means I'm getting kind of tired and I just start saying really weird things. I should really make a graphic for that because it happens so many times for me, but that would take multiple hours. Maybe I can make a video on that, making graphics out using future videos, but like, and yes, I do know there's also a hole on the back, but you're not gonna see the back in the thumbnail, so why should I care? I sound like Elmo. Why should anyone? No, that's an awful Elmo. Well, I think most of we all do, because Sesame Street is like over 100 years old, but look, I don't know, maybe you don't know who Elmo is. Hi, no, I sound like the pink girl. Hi. Like that, I guess. I don't know why I'm talking about Elmo and Sesame Street right now. Again, I'm Daisy. Act like an angel, dressed like crazy. This is actually strangely therapeutic now. Not really, because you have to cut out all the cardboard and then cut out all the tape, which makes the scissors stick to it, and then you make that, which is just not really good, so I don't know about delightful. Yay! That looks literally hideous! Yay! Work in frame again, work in frame, work in frame, work in frame, work in frame, work in frame. No, I'm not going insane, you are. I feel like not saying those type of like self-deprecating jokes, so like they get like kind of unfunny after a while, so that looks marginally better, I guess. Yeah, you know, I just have a triangle. Oh, I realized I haven't talked about design time slander for a little bit, so let me do a little more of that. There was a lot of just making stuff on the fly, a lot of hovering cardboard over the project to be like, okay, how big do I need to make this, and then cut it, and half the time it's too small, and then you just waste all the cardboard, and you have to do that over and over and over again. Oh, and then lo and behold, we actually have to scrap that because our prototype isn't good enough, and that's gonna get us to C, so we need to completely redesign the whole thing. Yay! Should I put another piece of tape on? Yeah, I don't really feel like doing that. Adding a little more tape because this building right now is being held together by our thoughts and prayers. Ta-da! A house! That looks... Oh my gosh. I'm gagged in the bad way. Oh wow. How many minutes have I recorded now? Oh wow, I just hit 20 minutes and I made whatever this is. Whoa! I mean, I could paint this and I could add like a flowered bed. Okay, so let me just, if I were to not be lazy, I would a door here. I would add some flower pots. This one ought to probably just be blank. Maybe I should have left the ground here and made some grass, but let's be real, I'm not gonna do that. And then this, added the window. Oh, whoops. And then I feel like a nice stereotypical house. But I don't really know if I feel like doing that now. Either A, I get to end the video right now and be like, ta-da, this is what you got. B, I could paint like a bad paint job on this. Or C, I could construct these and then paint, which I would actually take forever because painting is going to take at least like 10 minutes. Plus I have to clean all that up and I don't really feel like doing that. Tough decisions. I'm gonna just cut off the door. I can't cut off the door because it's taped together. Oh no. Oh, this is turning to a disaster. I do realize that editing is a little confusing because, like, I cut out the parts that aren't important, so I just include, like, the parts that, like, I mess up or something, so it's like, boom, issues. Ta-da, door into the popcorn machine. Maybe I should have constructed a popcorn machine instead. Why did I make a house? I mean, I know exactly why, but you're not gonna find out till the end. Ugh, I hate when YouTubers do that, but I don't really feel like editing that part in right now, so I'm just gonna put it at the end. Skip to the end if you want to see it. Boom, planter. Ta-da! And then I can make flowers. Not today though. Really starving that design time. What am I doing with my life right now? Oh right, I need to add more design time slander. Okay, so now you're at that point where like, what am I doing with this project right now? Like, it's actually a mess. There's like cardboard everywhere. It's not painted. It looks awful. And I'm just like, wow, my teammates are so dumb. Even though you came up with the idea, and then you're just gonna play everyone else like, wow, you didn't do well. And then your group just devolves into chaos. Ta-da, a really highly placed planter. Also, this house doesn't make any sense. Why is this planter so big and this door so... I don't care about dimensions anymore, okay? We are now slipping into denial. I don't really feel like cutting a window because that's dealing with the already fragile roof, so I'm not taking my chance any more than this. Maybe I'll start painting. I have my paint supplies right here. Okay, I'll just go for like a really basic coat, and then I'll make flowers, and then I'll be done. Yay. This makes it sound like this is my job when it's not really my... I can stop right now. I could stop. I can stop anytime. I can stop. That sounds like a horror film. I don't know why I'm talking like that right now. Also, so I'm not great at washing my brushes. Okay, this is the largest brush that is not crustified. That's what I call crusty brushes. Crustified. And in paint, I think you just use like a little bit amount of dye. That is not a little bit. Oh, whoa. What happened? Why does it look like a leaky faucet? Oh my gosh. This looks like a paw print, of a dog that's stepped in blue paint, and also its toes are quite concerning. And if I don't paint the back, what are you gonna do about it? Nothing, so maybe I just won't paint the back because you're not gonna see that, and like honestly, I'm not making the Taj Mahal, okay? I'm making this random house that maybe some 28-year-old named Cassandra is. You know, that's okay, because it's her first house, and she's finally not renting anymore. Even though her parents told her, wow, you could just be living with a husband right now. Wait, no, that's kind of concerning. But he's like, no, I want to live on my own, so she decides to live in this small house. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about right now. Anyways, let's start painting. Oh my gosh, I finally painted after some yappy. Oh my gosh. Anyways, I started painting, and it's actually really nice, because I haven't painted in, like, a couple weeks, and, like, wow, this paint is kind of watery, and you know what, that's okay. Actually, this cardboard is actually taking this paint quite well, because, you know when you paint on, like, something that doesn't take paint well, it's like, and then just, like, the paint just doesn't go in, and it's like, why are you not accepting the paint right now? Like, I know it didn't explain that well, but that's true. I hate when the materials can't take paint well. Okay, what are you gonna see in the thumbnail? So I'm gonna paint these two sides, but then not the back. Okay. Wow, I am really being lazy today. Does anyone care though? Because like, I made whatever that house is, so... Actually, this paint job is making it look like 10 times better. Yeah, this was definitely the right move. I mean, it better be. I wasted my paint on this. Anyways, time for more design time slander. I should make a graphic for that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not doing that. Again, all about the graphics. Oh my gosh. Anyways, so when you start painting, like, you make, like, this paint. But then, like, because the cardboard projects are needlessly big for some reason, you run out of paint. Great. And then you somehow can't match the color of the paint again. And then it just looks slightly off. It's like, okay, I can paint to a gradient. But then, look out, you ran out of the other paint. So then, you can't make a gradient. And it's all your fault. Actually, that's not really a design time thing, it's more like an art thing, but I'm just gonna call it design time thing because that does happen in design time. Okay, so while I let that dry, I'm just gonna add a little bit more white to this and then make it a lighter blue and then paint the roof and the door and the flower pot, that thing. Not even a flower pot, it's like a terrace? No. Yeah, that's the stereotypical thing with the flowers inside. It's like, wow, you live definitely a bit of HOA and you're a little bit high strung right now. Like those picture perfect homes, like some weird stuff goes down in there. Is that a noticeable difference? I think so. Let me try painting it on. Oh yeah, that's noticeable. Yay. Also, every time I paint, my fingers just get messy, so that is something I am willing to deal with, because that happens literally every single time I paint, because I can just wash my hands after this. It's not like ink, it's fine. Honestly, it's just because I'm lazy. It's so annoying to move your hands, and like... Also, yes, the room is very fragile right now. I'm anti-fragile. Oh, I'm actually just... I think I'm going insane. Yes, that is the fourth time I said that. But when you're alone, sitting on the floor, painting whatever this is, well, you gotta keep yourself entertained somehow. Actually, now I get why people do this for hours at a time. This is very hypnotic. Well, not like hypnotic, but very therapeutic. Oh, I messed up. Wait. Oh, now there's pain on my fingers. The house is kind of squishing in on itself, but whatever. Anyways, I'm gonna paint a second coat on the roof and stuff. I'm really tired of voice lowering right now. Just cut through. Oh, you could literally tell the paint right there. That's why I put the paint on the inside instead of the outside. Because on the outside, it's gonna be like that. See, design time hack. And I do have more design time stories, but I want to save those for a different video, so that's all design time slander you're gonna get today. Not wasting a drop, and let me just paint this too, because that's gonna be the thumbnail, and we need to make it look like I'm not actually crazy. Yay! Doesn't that look actually awesome? Don't ignore how this is white and how the back wall is white too, but... Okay, the last thing I have to do is to make flowers. Yay! Hi, me making these flowers took 10 minutes, so I didn't really feel like editing that, and you don't really feel like watching that, so let's cut that down. Anyways, I cut the flowers, I lined the paint to make some color separation, and then paint like a freeze color, oh my gosh. And now I'm just waiting, so then I'm not wasting paint now, so I'm painting the back, even though you're not gonna see it. I'm now cleaning up because I literally created a giant mess, oh my gosh. Then I make this double-sided tape thing to make it stick on, but then they keep falling because I don't think the paint is dry yet, and the paint is sticking to the tape, so... Yeah, not really working, but I didn't really care with this. I'm the tape, and let's just be done with this. Now it's time to show some random quotes with absolutely no context at all. But don't expect excellency, because I'm not making stuff out of clay, and then I have to wait for that to dry, and then it takes like a day, and then I have to paint that. I'm not waiting until tomorrow to finish this, okay? Also, I hate the words in frame. Like, I mean, I have to use it because there's really no other phrase, but I just don't want to paint it. I know this is like how a preschooler would paint, but, Also, ignore how the inside's just completely empty. It's like those rich people who are like actually not rich, but they bought a rich house so they can live in like a nice neighborhood. But then they don't have enough money to buy good furniture, so then their house is just kind of empty. I don't know if that's a really specific archetype, but I'm just saying. Come on, just survive long enough so I can show you, and then I can discover you. Doesn't that look like a beautiful garden? Oh, that's awful. It looks like I touched a blue wall that I didn't know was dry. Oh my gosh. Okay, that'll stay at least long enough for me to show you. Look, ta-da! That looks... Oh, wow, this one's fell. Let me go wash my hands, and then I'll show you what I mean. Let's go to the review. Okay, so basically one day I was just really bored because I didn't have anything to do. So I decided to make these little houses, I guess. So first I made the red one, then the blue one, then the yellow one, and they're really basic. But then I wanted to elevate it with the green one, and yeah, the green one was kind of bad, and then I stopped because it was not very fun. Yay! Hi again. Anyways, here's the final review. Ooh, look at the back is not very appetizing. No, not appetizing. It looks bad. Again, I know that this wall is basically like curved. Look at that. It basically just makes a circle at this point. Like, where did this come from? But this is one of the plants. Oh my gosh, it never fails because that looks like garbage. That looks like weeds. Oh no, I just made weeds instead. Anyways, let me review. One thing I like is honestly nothing. It's really bad. Okay, one thing I like is that it's blue. About like 5 trillion things that I hate, overall, I hate it, I don't hate it, it's there, it's like the weird cousin, for 5 out of 10. So, if you want an experience of what design time is like, for design time realness, how did more paint get on my fingers already? What? I just cleaned my hands before this. Oh, the paint, you have to wait for paint to dry. So if you want to see design time realness, that's basically this video, so think about that before you join a STEM school. Anyways, not that those STEM schools are the bus, but I'm just saying. Anyways, thanks for watching, I guess. I mean, I was making stuff out of like a popcorn tin. That doesn't make any sense now, does it? Anyways, bye! Oh wait, let me show you the scraps. It's an empty hole. Anyways, bye!